When you have too many cooks in the kitchen, of course, you know the dishes will get mixed up. So it is here in the Mass today. We have different arrangements, and Father Louis was going to give the homily and so on, he will. And I have a homily. The question is which one will come first.
Well, it's your day, so.
All right, so. Now, I would say a word of Pope Damasus. Why was I ordained on December the 11th? I have no idea. And the only reason was that they decided to, Vanda used to get ordained in June, at the end of June. And all the priests throughout the world were ordained on the end of June, feasts of Peter and Paul. But they abandoned that during the Second Vatican Council, and so after that we could go home and have our own dates settled for that, and so we did. Now I have something about my 50 years of priesthood, and then Father Louis will say something about the gospel. Will you have the other way around?
Very few words.
Say very few words first.
All right. Well, it was going to be mostly about you, Father, actually. But the main thing, that's the reason I picked that particular gospel. It comes from the ordination of priests, right? And that's for ordination of priests, and it speaks about the truth, right? And St. Paul told us to what was it, Timothy or Titus, one or the other, to preach the truth in and out of season. And that's what I think Father deValk is most notorious, famous for. It's for preaching, yeah, some people would say notorious, yeah. But it's preaching the truth in and out of season, right? He was relentless, tireless, right? Indefatigable, right? You like that word? Anyway, he never stopped working for the proclamation of the truth, and the fact that, you know, he saw everything from a historian's point of view because he studied history, and he was able to point out, you know, the cause of the root of the problems, and, you know, where they were going to lead, right? If we didn't do something about it. And of course, he was always, you know, asking people to see the big picture, you know. And of course, he related everything to the protection of human life and the protection of the family. But basically, the main thing that we want to say is that Father deValk is a good priest. That's the main point, right? We're celebrating his ordination to the priesthood. And he has been and is a good priest because he has been faithful. If that's the one key word I think we can use about Father deValk, is that he has been faithful. And, you know, you're more powerful than President Obama. You know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I tell the people occasionally from the pulpit. You know, I'm more powerful than President Obama, more powerful than Harper, I used to say. Now it's Justin Trudeau, right? Yeah, I'm more powerful than Putin, right? Why is that? Because I can forgive sins. Those people can't, right? Father deValk can forgive sins, right? He can anoint people, and that can forgive sins, right? He can save their souls. And he can celebrate the Mass, right? I can celebrate the Mass. Every priest is more powerful because when we say those words, "This is my body," God appears on the altar. He obeys our command, right? As crazy as it sounds, right? But he does. He does come here. He appears on the altar. That bread turns into the body and blood of Christ, right? And so that's why we are more powerful than all those people put together. Now, I was going to say a lot of things, but I'll leave that for Father deValk, right, about his priesthood. I just want to tell you one little anecdote. Father deValk, of course, is very humble, right? He never, you know, brought attention to himself very much in doing all of this, right? He was very humble. But there was one occasion where he got a little ticked off, right? He was invited to one of these parish suppers, you know, when he first became editor of the Interim newspaper, right? Of course, which he did admirably for many years. And well, he went he went to this parish supper, and he had to travel a long way, and he was tired, and he was very hungry when he arrived, and so he got it lined up, and he got to the, you know, got his food on his plate, and then he saw the the dessert table, and we know that he has a little bit of a sweet tooth, right? So he got to the sweets table, and he said to the lady there, "Would you mind if I took 2 pieces of pie?" Well, she said, "You look, see the sign? 1 to a customer. Sorry, you can't have 2 pieces of pie." He says, "Oh, but really, I'm really hungry, and I'm really exhausted and tired. I really need that." I said, "No, sorry, 1 to a customer." And he says, "Oh, I'm going to have to pull rank." So he says, "Do you know who I am? I am the new editor of the interim newspaper." And she said, "Well, do you know who I am? I'm the pie lady. Now move along." Anyway, Father, I'll just say a few words. We want to thank you for being a good priest, for saying yes to God, for your dedication, for your heroism in the pro-life work, for being a great historian, journalist, editor, writer, counselor, and friend to so many people. And he had the ability to get people to do a lot of things, right? You know that, right? He got me to start up Teachers for Life, right? Anyway, yeah, you forgot about that. All right, we thank you for your fidelity and for your relentless actions and writings and everything that you did for what is good and what is true, and for opposing what is evil. And most of all, as I said, we thank you for being a good priest, and we ask God to bless you with good health, and may you enjoy your retirement, if indeed you are retired. Okay, anyway, now we're gonna leave it to you.